Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Tombstone Tourist. I'm going to begin this week's video here at the Carolina Memorial Park in Concord, North Carolina. Then I'm going to move a few miles up the road to the Oakwood Cemetery, where I'm going to be visiting the grave of another notable North Carolinian. I'm going to begin today's video here at the Mausoleum, where I'm going to be visiting a man who is well known to fans of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series and the Busch Grand National Series. Here in the Mausoleum, we're going to be visiting one of NASCAR's most colorful and innovative characters, Robert G. Robert G. had a little race shop out on Hudspeth Road, not too far from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It was in that little race shop that he built race cars that helped launch the careers of some of the Winston Cup and Busch Series biggest stars. Several of the drivers who drove Robert's cars said it wasn't necessarily the horsepower that caused his car to go fast, it was how the car moved through the air. Robert didn't have any formal education in aerodynamics, but he possessed that special ability that allowed him to just look at a race car and figure out how to reduce drag while still being able to fit the NASCAR Templates. As Robert's reputation as one of the sport's best body men grew, drivers and teams from both the Winston Cup and Busch Series would often seek out Robert's advice and assistance. Drivers like Geoff Bodine, Tim Richmond, and Darrell Waltrip, along with up-and-coming car owner Rick Hendricks, all attribute their early success to the assistance they received from Robert G. Rick Hendricks was so impressed with Robert's incredible ability as a body man and fabricator that he would hire Robert in 1983 to head up his fabrication department at Hendricks Motorsports, a position that Robert would hold until he suffered a stroke and passed away at the age of 62 on October 14th, 1994. Robert G. was also instrumental in the rise of one of NASCAR's biggest stars, Dale Earnhardt Sr., who just happened to be his son-in-law. He was also Dale Jr. and Tony Eury Jr.'s grandfather. I've moved a few miles down the road to the Oakwood Cemetery here in Concord. This cemetery was founded in 1855 by William O'Dell in order to provide a dignified resting place for the employees of O'Dell Mills. Today, the cemetery is administered and maintained by the City of Concord, and according to the city's website, Oakwood has reached its capacity and is closed to future burials. There are a number of notable people buried in this cemetery, including James William Cannon, who was the founder of Cannon Mills, along with a number of Civil War veterans. Today, I'm going to be visiting the final resting place of a broadcast journalist who is probably best remembered for his daily appearances on the John Boy and Billy radio show. Let's visit the final resting place of Robert D. Raiford. Robert D. Raiford was born here in Concord, North Carolina on December 27th, 1927. He graduated from Concord High School in 1946 and went on to attend the University of South Carolina, where he received a bachelor's degree in journalism and his master's degree in mass communications. Robert wasn't your typical journalist, as he developed a number of other interests, like piloting his own plane, parachute jumping, and running marathons. And at the age of 60, he even started riding motorcycles. And for several years, he took great pride in participating in the Kyle Petty charity ride across the country. Over the years, Robert worked as a broadcast journalist all across the country, including places like Washington, D.C., New York City, San Francisco, and of course, here in the Charlotte Metrolina area. It was here in the Charlotte area that Robert is best remembered for his daily appearances on the syndicated John Boy and Billy radio show. He was unapologetic and not bashful about sharing his opinion on everything from politics to how to make and serve grits. Robert had his fans, which I was one. But as with everything these days, he also had his foes. But he was unfazed by his detractors. Robert continued to share his uncensored opinion on the John Boy and Billy radio show for close to 30 years. Even when his health began to fail, Robert continued to appear on the John Boy and Billy show, his final appearance coming just a few weeks before he passed away at the age of 89 on November 17th, 2017. Well, this brings us to the end of this video. How many of you remember Robert G. or Robert D. Raiford? If you do, it'd be great if you shared your memories with us in the comments. Now, until next week, please remember, life is a wonderful journey. Be sure to take time and enjoy it. And I'll see you down the road. So long, everybody.